Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the weekly HSMAI Europe chit-chat and talk. I will be your host and your speaker today. I'm very pleased to be here. For the ones who do not know me personally, I'm Rémy Merckx. I'm an executive leader within the hospitality and the travel industry for more than 25 years, with quite a lot of digital expertise, and that will be our main topic today. And I will enter into further details in a moment. I have been working for different travel companies in the last decade. Part of them are Accor and Expedia for more than 10 years. And my last position, I've been a former SVP Global Digital and Marketing for the Radisson Hotel Group, based here in Brussels in the head office. I'm actually today an entrepreneur within digital marketing, within user experience, data management, CRM. You will see that my speech today will be highly focused on CRM and data management, but also customer journey and everything related to digital transformation within our lovely hospitality industry, but also for some other industries where we are facing similar challenges. So let's start this with a few HSMAI housekeeping rules. Two important things to mention is the antitrust statement. You can read it here now on the screen. It is always very important as we are sharing information that we do not share some specific data in between ourselves, as this will be seen as not being legal. So it's always very important for HSMAI to respect this. And what I would like also to let you know is that every week on Tuesday at 2 p.m., same as this week, HSMAI is asking their members to meet for presentations, conferences, panel discussions. So I can only encourage you to subscribe and to meet next week also on Tuesday, 2 p.m. So that's it for a few rules. I can now start the in-depth topic that I would like to cover with you. One more thing that is also important for the ones that are connected. You can ask your question by using the comment box in the stream system, and it will be coordinated by somebody from HSMAI, so that I get to see all your questions, and I will try to answer them accordingly. So today I will cover a few topics, all related to digital. I will share my point of views on different aspects on how digital enables growth, business development, but also marketing, distribution, revenue management, innovation, product development strategies to significantly impact your business, your revenue, and at the end of the day, the EBITDA of the organization. And this should always be the main objective of everything we do related to digital, is that we are an enabler to all other aspects of the business to help build growth into the business. And of course, nowadays, with the recovery period, we are all in, and to be very honest and fair, we are all very excited to see how strong the business is coming back, how good the recovery plans are for most of our companies and in the industry, and so it was a good time also and a good period for me to share some insights and best practices that will help you become even better in grabbing this growth to go back to normal level of business. So I will try to split my presentation or my speech today into four main categories. Obviously, I might go from one to the other. I'll make it quite agile in the way I will cover the different topics. But those are the four topics I will cover. First of all, I will talk about the new world of digital advertising in a cookie-less world. It seems to be very technical, but it's going to be a crucial aspect of all digital marketing capabilities that you guys will be able to implement in the coming weeks and in the coming months, because we are going to move away from these very famous cookies that you have to accept or not accept when you visit a website or a mobile site. And that will go away, and I will explain you what impact it will have in your acquisition strategy, because the main impact it will have is how much you will spend in acquiring new customers and liaising with some of your existing customers. After that, and you will see it's combined with this cookieless world, I will talk about data privacy, because it goes together. By losing the cookie capability, we as brands, as companies, as B2C offering a service to our customers, we will have to change our technology and our processes in order to offer a better data privacy to our consumers. I will give you some numbers, because we see also in a lot of researchers that our consumers are more and more worried about what we do with their data, how we collect their data. And I will explain you why I think, in my point of view, managing correctly data privacy will have a huge impact on your retention strategy. So we will cover on the first part more the acquisition strategy, on the second part your retention strategy, and how you can improve significantly your loyalty programs with this data privacy that is coming our way moving forward. I will also go more on UX point of view, a user experience point of view, because I feel that if you look at your user experience digitally on all your digital platforms and you improve it, you optimize it, it has, from one day to another, a direct impact on your conversion. And if it has a direct impact on your conversion, that means that it has an impact directly on your revenue and at the end on your EBITDA. Because if you drive incremental revenue at a better or more efficient cost of sale, that will drive significantly profitability to your companies. And I strongly feel that UI and UX are a key element of your digital strategy. And finally, if we still have time, I will go over a few digital trends that we are seeing. It is important for all the digital people within hospitality industries that you guys are keeping up to date in all the innovative technology that comes on the market. And believe me, every single day there is a new startup coming with a new piece of technology that potentially can have a good impact on your business. And you need to be very open in evaluating those pieces of technologies moving forward. I'll cover that at the end of my presentation. Of course, again, if you do have a specific question or something that you didn't understand properly, let me know in the comments, and the administrator will let me know so I can answer those questions. So let's jump in the first topic. Let's start with the new world of digital advertising in a cookieless world. And believe me, I've been reading and looking into this in the last couple of months significantly, because my customers have been asking me, what does it mean for us? What do we need to change? What piece of technology do we need to change? Is it going to have a positive or a negative impact in how we run our paid marketing? Will we have to pay more in the future? So all those type of questions that are very, very relevant and very valuable, I will try to give some answers today about that. The rules of digital advertising are changing significantly nowadays. Again, the big publishers, being Google and Facebook and Amazon and media groups, they are changing also those rules moving forward. But also the legislations in the different countries, including also in the US, is also forcing publishers to change those rules. And that will bring some good opportunities to the advertisers. I consider myself as being on the side of the advertiser, and believe me, of course, we can be scared about those changes because it will. You will have to implement new processes and new workflows, but it will give good opportunities to build incremental business. You know, it's the story also, the cookie-less, it's the story between what we call third-party data and first-party data. It seems to be technical for people that do not know the detail of that, but it's going to be a big difference. Third-party data, you all know about it. It's this little line of code that is installed on all your browsers by most of the companies that are selling something online to track your behavior when you visit all these online sites or shops or stores, so that we can understand how and what behavior you are using. Also, very important, this applies also on mobile. Very often we think that mobile or apps are outside of this cookie capability or third-party tracking. That's not true. We are also tracking your behavior when you use an app or when you use a mobile website. That has been for decades now the backbone of all digital advertising. Together also with data sharing practices where the end consumer has nearly no control on it. And that's what will change moving forward, is that in a cookie-less world, the end consumer will have more control on what we do as advertisers and what the publishers will do with their data. How we share it and how we collect the data will become even more important in the future. So all of you have seen this, your search for hotels in a specific destination for your next city trip, and suddenly you get hundreds of ads for those in these destinations, those hotels. You all have seen that. You go somewhere on a website, and when you go on your private Facebook page, you get ads all over the place from that website that you have visited. That's what we consider as being third-party cookies, and that probably will go away with the cookie-less. So what is changing now is that finally we ask ourselves as consumers who gets access to this data and what for, and what we're doing for. Actually, there is a research end of 2020 that has been done saying that 75% of online consumers distrust the way their data is collected and shared with no control. 75% of the consumers. So we need to act and we need to do something about this, because we need to encourage people to share data, but in a safe way, so that we can still use the data in their benefit. Of course, it's going to be in the publisher or advertiser benefit also, but it needs to be customer driven. It needs to be into the benefits of the consumers. Google's plan is to phase out all third-party cookies by 2022. So that's tomorrow. That's next year, and move to privacy-preserving APIs. So that's a bit of a technical term, but basically everything related to how we will guarantee privacy of the data that we are sharing with the publisher will be a key element of a consumer agreeing or not agreeing to liaise and to engage with a brand. The ones that will agree to do that will become even better ambassadors of your brands and will be the key consumers to target moving forward if you want to increase your conversion rate. Google, what they will do also, they will change from the third-party cookies also to group the users based on common interest and targeting. In my point of view as an expert, the way I see it is that the capacity of Google and all the other publishers to be better in targeting will diminish for us. And so we, as advertisers, we will have to do that work in a much better and a much more automated way. So I'm sure you see where I'm going, where I want to go and where I'm going to. brands will have to find new technology based on privacy terms that will allow them to still get access on a one-to-one basis targeting or engagement with their customers. That's a strength in digital marketing. And we are all scared that this will go away with the cookieless. Well, no, because there will be new technology allowing the brands to still engage and to tell their ambassadors and their consumers, we as a brand, you choose our brand, we agree with you on how we are going to share and collect the data that you want to share with us so that we know you better and we will serve you better. If I do an analogy with the hotel business, where actually when somebody ends up in your hotel at the front desk and you start asking them questions, we were used to do that in the early, long time ago, to know better your customer. Why we did that? Because we wanted to enrich the experience of the consumer. It's exactly the same for digital marketing, is that we are all eager to enrich the digital experience of a consumer when they use your digital platform. Some of you might think, wow, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a disaster for us because we will not be able to know as much as we want our consumers to engage with them and to serve them ads that are personalized. Well, that will be perhaps true for, I think, and again, that's my opinion, for bigger organizations or bigger advertisers like the OTAs, because they have so many hotels and so many offerings that it will be very difficult to do one-to-one targeting with each individual or each individual customers. But for the ones that are delivering the service, I think it will be an opportunity where your most loyal customers, and you will see, I'll come back that later, mentioning about the loyalty programs, for your most loyal customers, it will be much easier to know them even better so that you will be able to serve them better. And when I say serve them better, it means also a direct results into incremental revenue, because I feel that that will have a direct impact in your conversion, in the amount of people that will buy a product or a service from you because you serve them ads that they want to see and not ads that they don't want to see. So, in a nutshell, it will, in my point of view, increase the activity ratio for loyalty members. Very important. It has always been a challenge in the travel industry, is to increase the activity ratio of your loyalty members. On average, between 20 and 30% of loyalty members, part of a loyalty program, are considered as being active members. How do we increase this by 20, 30%? By managing data privacy in a better way. I think it will help also the brands to build a new brand digital identity and awareness. It will increase the good brands that are using this in a good way to increase your brand awareness onto digital channels. And on another hand, I think it will also increase your competitive advantage if you invest soon enough in the right ad technology. And this, you will hear about this a little bit later also. This is crucial, is that don't lose time to invest in that matter, because it will pay off very soon and your return on investment will be bigger than any other source of revenue that can drive business for your company. So I can say that I could announce to you the birth of the privacy-first digital advertising landscape. And it is at the edge of being now available. And I'm sure all your marketing guys and all your digital marketing guys should, as of now, know a lot of details about this. Who will be impacted by this third-party cookieless world? The publishers, of course. Those are the ones that take a lot of money of us. Of course, the biggest one is Google. One number, which is just amazing. Google, Facebook, and Amazon, they own 80% of the world ad investments. 80%, just those 3 companies. So all our companies here, we are investing or we are participating in increasing these world dominations of those publishers. My opinion is that this new advertisement world, the privacy first digital advertisement world, will be in the benefit of the brands by reducing also the huge impact that those big publishers have to our business. They do that in different ways. Your ads appearing in natively in content feeds that you see on those publishers, sponsored on all social media feeds. I'm sure most of you are now familiar with the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads. Now you get, I mean, it's a little bit, at least for me, desperate that I'm opening my Instagram account, because nowadays I more than all my friends are sharing their holiday photos, I'm seeing advertisement on advertisement. So this is how exactly Google, Facebook, and all the others big publishers have generated billions for years of revenue on your behalf based on impressions, nothing based really on the performance. So that's also something that will change with this privacy first, is that we are going to move from a pure impression capacity where you pay just to know that somebody has seen your ad, but you don't know if it has an impact on their purchasing or buying behavior. So that will change in this new world. Some researchers are showing that those big publishers will lose up to 60% of their ad revenue. So believe me, they are all looking at different solutions in order to compensate that with other technology that will force us as advertiser to use their, what they call their 360 degrees capacities, in order to still optimize the demand that they are driving through their channel. But again, don't get me wrong here. I'm not worried about those guys. Even if they lose 60% of their ad revenue, they will gain way more revenue from other sources of marketing that they will implement. But we need also to be smarter, and soon enough in the process that it will benefit us first as a brand, rather than the publisher that is publishing our ads towards the consumer. First-party data, that's where I make the difference between third-party, which is just a cookie base where we track your behavior, to first-party data, which is the most crucial data that you will have on your own customer, on the customers that you know, on the customers that have used already your service, on the customers that have stayed already in your hotels, or that rent a car already with your company, etc., etc. So first party will become king for brands moving forward. The information you guys will collect on behalf of your consumer and customer in a very safe and private environment, and you will have a direct impact on your conversion and on the increase of the customer lifetime value. And for me, those are the 2 KPIs that you will have to follow when we move from these third party to first party, is what impact it has on my conversion, how many existing customers are buying more products or more services from us, and what is the customer lifetime value. How much did we increase this value because we are serving better ads, more personalized to our consumers. In my mind, this is a rebirth opportunity for our quite old-fashioned loyalty programs. And it is time for all loyalty people in hospitality industry to revamp also the way they are looking at their program and what are the advantages that they are offering to their consumers. But the way we will change how we run advertisement from third-party data to first-party data will have a huge impact on loyalty members and how much they will engage, how much more they will engage with us, with their favorite brands. Hotels, airlines, rental-car industry will finally understand why building a preferred engagement with their customer is probably more important than ever, especially compared to the increasing cost of acquisition. And here I will systematically compare how much you pay to acquire a new customer, how much it costs you to retain an existing customer. And if the data and the privacy can help us to retain more customers than acquiring new customers, you will see that the return on investment, the cost of sales, will reduce significantly and automatically will have an impact on the EBITDA of the companies. How brands will be positively impacted by this change is also the efficiency of their marketing spend. Exactly what I said is that very often the budget, especially now post-COVID, where the budgets are at risk because we have to rebuild the demand and rebuild the business. Well, for the same budget, the same amount that you will spend, we believe that the return will be bigger because the efficiency in how we build the advertisement environment will be better. Today, we evaluate that half of the digital ad spent by an advertiser never reach properly a publisher. Half of it. 50% of the investment goes somewhere where you don't know and you are not sure that somebody has seen it. And on top of that, we also know by research that 15% of these ad spend falls through the cracks, goes away, disappear. So there are a lot of efficiencies in your return of your ad spends that the privacy advertisement will bring to us. So therefore, focusing on first-party data will change the way brands will engage with their customers. More transparency on how the brands will collect and share the data, giving back the control of these data sets directly to the customers. Imagine tomorrow an app that will allow each customer individually to pick and choose the brands they want to engage with, and they will give a specific agreement to that brand. I'm happy to engage with you, and I'm happy to share data with you because that will allow you to serve me in a better way. So it's even more valuable data for the brands so that they can really serve their customers in the way they want. Let's think even further. Why not starting rewarding those customers for looking at our ads in the future? That will come our way also, where brands will be able to reward their customers for watching their advertisement. And there is plenty of new technology that will come on the market that will allow to do that. Of course, all the ad tech providers will also be impacted. We can say bye-bye to the cookie-based identifiers because that will not exist anymore. And that allowed also really a lot of startups to offer tracking and integrated analytics solutions. That will also change moving forward. So believe me, also, when I talk about first-party data, you can link it to your CRM strategy. And I would say for all the big companies and even mid-sized companies, if you do not have yet a superstar leading your CRM strategy and the way you engage and communicate with your customer, it's time to go and find out and hiring this superstar, because these will be the most important profiles and competencies that you will need in the future of digital marketing. I'm convinced about that. So all the people that are working in the CRM capacities in a company, you have a bright future, believe me, a bright future for you, because if your knowledge, if you move into this new mindset on how to engage with customers, you will become the stars of the digital marketing in the companies. Also, think about technology. Let me be a little bit technical today. Is that up to now, most of us were using what we call DMPs, called data management platform. Well, even that will change moving forward, and we will move to CDPs, customer data platform. And big companies are already starting implementing CDPs, where you know much better, you collect much better data about your customers so that you can use that data in a much better way. So here we go. This is the core shift that will happen on the market. More than 80% of the customers say they need to trust the brand to buy from them. By offering a full privacy of the data will allow customers to trust our brands even more and to buy even more from them. Let me pause a moment here and see if there are a few questions in the audience. So I can read, for non-initiated experts, data privacy and management can become very complex. Why is first data becoming even more important for brands? Well, I hope and I think I've answered, but very quickly, it's because it's the most important data that you will know from your existing customers. And if you reactivate an existing customer versus a new customer, the cost of acquisition, the cost of doing that business with that customer will go down for you. So there is a big difference between getting access to first data and getting access to third-party data. So let me continue again a little bit on the data privacy, because this will become the new norm. Everybody, all advertisers will have to guarantee data privacy to their consumers. Our consumers will become also way more educated and way more knowledgeable about what to do with the data privacy. And I think we need to engage with our customer to encourage them to manage their data privacy and data management. So that they understand what benefit they can take out of managing that data. Yes, it will require a lot of education, but I think the new generation of consumers that are using digital now for everything they do in life will become way more demanding on all the brands they are engaging with to say, by the way, how do you protect us? How do you collect our information? What do you do with our information? How do you use our data? And for brands, as much transparent you will be with your consumer, how much trust the consumer will put into your brand. And again, the immediate consequences of that is a better conversion, more revenue, and a better EBITDA. A question we got from the audience: will robot be part of digital transformation? Let me answer that a little bit further in my speech. But I'll come back to that topic. I think the industry, to come back to this data privacy, the industry can change the paradigm where the customers decide with whom, how, and when they want to engage. And all this in a very safe environment. And let me tell you, this customer will be rewarding in doing this. Like I said earlier, it will be up to the brands to decide how they want to reward those customers. In my eyes, it's all benefits for the brand. And that's a big difference compared to how we run this today. An engaged customer that trusts the brands is 3 times more valuable to a brand versus an ad hoc consumer. And that's a clear research that has bring this number. 3 times more valuable. Again, put it in relationship with the customer lifetime value that you want to increase. 3 times more valuable will increase your customer lifetime value that you put behind each of your consumers. This will require a lot of education and awareness to the consumers, but also to the brands, because you guys will have to know exactly what you can do with the data of your consumer. So I want to end this topic. I think it was quite detailed, but very, very important moving forward to understand the digital marketing innovation that comes our way. 2 new technologies will support brands moving forward to invest smartly in this new ad tech. And you will hear more and more those 2 pieces of technology. The blockchain technology, it's quite blurred for the moment. In most of the marketers' mind, what blockchain will bring. Well, blockchain is the ultimate tool to anonymize the data. Still, you will know even better information about your consumers, but the way you will use it will be completely anonymized. And blockchain technology will allow to do that on a scale, a huge scale, and sharing also this with other data points. So very important technology. We will hear about blockchain and what impact it will have to our business very, very soon. And then a very, very recent trend. I heard about it only a few weeks ago, but I wanted to mention it today. It's called zero knowledge proof. You will see that that's the future of how we handle data. You had the third-party data, the first-party data. Well, tomorrow we will have zero knowledge. So basically, we will know what to do with the data, but we will be able to hide to anybody the entire data. It will be anonymized completely. And believe me, today it's used by, and I can hear some of you will laugh about that, but it's used by cryptocurrencies fans, and so there will be a lot of talks about how this will come to our market. More to come in a couple of months, and I'm sure I will keep you updated on this. Again, if there is any questions, feel free to put it into the comments, and HSMAI administrator will give it to me. So let's change a little bit the topic and move to UX. It's a topic very close to my heart. In my last job at Radisson, we have been building completely a new platform, RadissonHotels.com, and obviously the whole UX and UI, so user experience and user interface, were very, very important in building a new platform. And I can see today that there is a lot of new trends that will help you in quick wins to implement onto your digital platforms, on your website, on your mobile site, on your app. Very much quick wins that will help you to improve immediately your conversion. And believe me, a very small change in a user experience or in the user interface can suddenly have a huge impact on your conversion. We have calculated at the time, so it's probably 1 year old calculation, but with my colleagues at Radisson, we calculated that a 0.1% increase in conversion was an increase of $10 million worth of revenue. So look at the return on investment. If you invest X amount in your user interface or your user experience, how much incremental revenue you are able to drive looking at that. So it is key in all 360 degrees marketing strategies. It needs to be included in your strategies. Very often, the UX is given to an IT person in your IT department. Well, in my point of view, of course, you can have UX or UI specialists in IT departments, but in my point of view, it needs to be in the digital team. It needs to be even in the digital marketing team. It's very important because it has an immediate impact on the conversion. It's quite easy to understand. It's all about consumer behavior, and by analyzing this behavior, you improve significantly the customer journey and the experience. So you need to use smart tools to measure that and to understand how your users are behaving on your website. And in a proactive way, you change your website, you adapt the customer journey, you adapt the user interface, you adapt the user experience for an immediate results into your conversion. You bring the right content exactly where and when the customer wants to see. That's also what we call personalization, on-site personalization. Very important that you allow and use tools for that. You don't have to build it in-house. There are amazing companies that are implementing in half day, they're implementing through APIs technology that allow on-site personalization. They analyze the behavior of your customer that comes onto your site, on how they behave overall on the web when they are, and they push the right content that is personalized. So feel free to go to those startups and companies that will help you to do that. Studies have evaluated the impact to an increase up to 30% of your conversion rate. And again, in my past experience, I've implemented some of these tools, and we have immediately seen an increase into the conversion. It's also important. Do you know that in the hospitality world, the average conversion rate is about 3 to 4%? I'm sure most of you know that. But what does it mean? The reality means that 97% of your visitors, of your users, are leaving without buying anything. And you have acquired those customers. You have paid, most of the time, you have paid for those customers to bring them into your shop, but they leave without buying. Isn't that the most important factor of growth that you can see moving forward? Is to convert more. Before even going after acquiring more customers to come to your digital platform, make sure you convert those people first, because that will be done at a lower cost. Same on your loyalty members. Convert more loyalty members to use your service, to redeem their points. That's also something new that will come to loyalty managers, is that you need to start doing digital marketing to incentivize your loyalty members to redeem. How many points are not redeemed moving forward for loyalty programs? Well, it is by having loyalty members to redeem that you increase the lifetime value of your loyalty members, and also the activity percentage or the activity ratio that you put as a very important KPI to measure the loyalty successful program. Think how fast and clear agile UX can impact your conversion. Mobile first. It's unbelievable, but in 2021, I'm still visiting probably 1 out of 5 websites. If you visit them on a mobile device, it's still not optimized for mobile experience. Unacceptable in 2021. And there are still, specifically in the hospitality industry, so many companies that didn't optimize their mobile experience. Voice user interface. Voice chatbots and virtual assistants are growing significantly in the way you engage with your customers. Implement it on your digital platform. Implement it in your loyalty program profiles. You know, what a better experience than a loyalty member enters its profile on the app, and you can engage with them on a chatbot to help them in a better way. That is also becoming a very popular UX development that you need to do, and that can have a direct impact on your conversion. Something else, which is a little bit more related to design of your website, is what we call minimalistic user interfaces. And that becomes king. Don't clutter your pages. We always think, oh, the more information I put on there, the better it will have impact on my SEO, and the better it is for the consumers. Well, be careful with that. The consumer behavior has changed significantly. The new trend is going to minimalistic user interfaces. Put spaces. We call it also negative space. Put a blank space. That's fine. That gives some fresh air to the consumer of your content. It's a must-have now. Don't clutter your pages with all the content. That will also give you the ability to enhance your call to action. It's the most important thing that needs to be enhanced and emphasized on a website, is where is the customer calling you to make an action? Well, by empty a little bit the experience around the call to action, will emphasize and force the consumer to go straight to the call to action. Again, impact on your conversion. For me, another UX trend that we have seen quite lately, and most on the trendy websites or trendy brands, is what is called now imperfect elements. So drawings, things that are a little bit not very clear, but that gives this impression of imperfection, is also now a trend that we are seeing in the UX. So think about it. Talk about that with your agency who is building your backend and your front end of your digital platforms, and they need to take that into consideration. I could continue over and over because the UX world is never-ending developing. There is always new innovative capacities that you need. So make sure your digital team and the guys that are developing your websites and your apps are fully aware of these innovative topics. I can think here about 3D elements and parallax, asymmetry, animations, neomorphism. All these techniques are now used by web developers in order to make your UX way better and more efficient to drive conversion. Some questions before I move to another topic. We have received. Yes, the robot question. Let me answer that. We have seen. Well, you will see. I will answer that also a little bit later on another topic. It's about voice search, and it's not the same as robot, of course, but very often in the industry we are all excited because a company has made huge press releases about the robot in their hotel or in their asset in order to serve better the consumer. Or we said that voice search will become the next big thing into the search capabilities. Well, we have seen now also by experience that what makes an innovation valuable if at the end it has an impact on how the revenue is built, on how the consumer is spending more money in buying better products or better services. And you will very often see that actually it's not always the case. So we should be very careful also to be very excited by what is seen as being innovative or innovations, but at the end, what brings the real business and what the real customer wants to see. Now, what I can add to this robot question also is that if you think about robot, we can also think about artificial intelligence and we can think about automation. And there, I would agree to the fact that that will become very important for all our marketing activities. As much you can automate and you can include artificial intelligence data points into the way you are building your processes, as much the efficiency of those processes will increase. That's, of course, my point of view. So let's move to some digital marketing and also about the teams. I want to give a word on that. Is that all these new topics and new innovations will, of course, change also the competencies of your digital marketing team members. So there also make sure moving forward you hire the right expertise into your team, and don't always rely on agencies to do that work. There is a lot of researchers that shows also cost-effective capacities by internalizing some of these capacities rather than outsourcing. So it's a good balance between what topic you need to outsource to agencies to support your activities, but also what are the capacities that you want to own internally into your team. So digital marketing remains absolutely crucial to activate any sales marketing strategy in all our companies. It remains a source of improving reach through all the digital channel, again, through acquisition, but it also is an amazing source to increase digital engagement with the customers and with a specific targeted audience. And that, as you have heard me say a lot today, is the retention strategy that you need to have. Give me. Yes. So I was reading a few of the comments. So the first thing that in digital marketing you will have to rethink also is the way you budget your digital activities. Most of us are stuck into fixed budget on a yearly basis. Believe me, this is still the rule in most of our companies, where you, as a marketer or market leader, you're given a specific budget, nothing more, nothing less, and you have to spend that budget. this is not adapted to the new way of running marketing activities and running digital marketing. So because most of the marketing budget are funded by a fixed percentage of the total revenue the businesses generate. That's why we are stuck into these fixed budgets. And that's we as experts, as digital experts, we need also to educate our management team to understand that it's time to change this. And we need to move for our own personal digital activities. We need to move to a performance-based model rather than a fixed-based model to fund all the marketing activities. Sorry, I have questions arriving. So I will cover that in a minute. So that is really important. On this budget, you need to make sure that you compare the way you know the hospitality industry have been managing performance-based funding for ages, for decades. That's how you fund OTAs today, because you pay a commission for each business or each booking that they are putting into your into your business, and you will never stop making them bookings. As soon as you have availability and the best rate, they will continue to make bookings, and you pay commission for that. Why are we not doing that exactly the same for our own digital activities? That's what we need to change in our organizations, is that we move 100% of marketing budget and into a performance-based. If it continues to work and to give business and to produce business and reservations into your system, you pay for it and you continue to fund it automatically. So this is to me a crucial element that needs to change in digital marketing. So here are the elements that will impact your performance-based model to acquire and convert better. Search, definitely a performance-based marketing activity. So as soon as the search is working, you continue to invest. If the return on investment is at the level you are expecting, just continue to spend, because it will bring you and continue to bring you incremental activity. Again, think about how you fund OTA business, where they continue to make reservation, you pay a commission. Well, think exactly the same on how you want to fund your digital marketing. Now, with social media, there is an extra channel that you can use, and it's becoming way, way more popular. And I predict that in a couple of months or years, it will become even more important than purely the Google search result page that we are seeing today. Now, as you have understood today, I hope the new golden bucket for me is the CRM and the way you engage with your customer and you communicate with your customer. So that's very clear to me. For me, it should become nearly your number one attention moving forward. And also something related to content marketing. A clear structure of your content is needed. How to manage that? Again, there are automation tools that can help you to structure your content, to build your content, and to publish your content. All of this can be fully automated. So don't think that you need hundreds of people to do that, because if you have the right technology, it can be fully automated. So the biggest barriers that I see in 2021 to run efficient marketing strategy. Like I said, budgeting models, make sure you work on that and you change to a performance-based budget. Legacy of technology and systems. Very often, our technology that we're using in our companies are out of date. They need to be rebuilt. And a lot of hospitality industries have also taken the crisis in order to invest and to rebuild some of this technology. This is great. When I read articles about big hospitality companies that has invested millions in rebuilding platforms during the crisis, this is the best story that I like to read, because they take a difficult period as a benefit or as a good period to develop more integrated tools that will benefit their investment as soon as the business comes back. So it participates completely in the recovery plans that your companies have come up in order to recover from the pandemic. Old-fashioned workflows also. I've seen that very, very often, is that, we have been doing that for 10 years. Let's continue to do it. No way. Change it. Ask yourself if it's still the good workflow. How can we simplify? How can we automate? All that needs to be in your roadmap for the coming month. And also, we have seen that very often is a lack of digital skill set into the teams. There is also now time to hire the right skill sets and to also train your people in order to learn about those skill sets. So, before I'm closing this call, I can only encourage all of you to review your plans every quarter. It needs to be agile. Marketing plans cannot be something that is approved on a yearly basis by your autocratic management teams or even CEO sometimes. No, it's not working like this anymore. It needs to be a bottom-up plan, also built by the people that are in the market, that are building your go-to-market plans in order to make sure that this plan is reviewed on a very regular basis and agile. You can change it. You can come up with a new innovation into your plans. Very important in my eyes. Pay attention also to new capacities like conversional marketing. Very, very trendy today, where you can have a true engagement tool for your customer. Like I said, consumer privacy and consent, very important. That world will change significantly in the coming months. AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning is an important capacity to automate your process, save cost, and benefit your EBITDA. Personalization and personification, which is for me the ultimate retention strategy. And finally, now you need to build also marketing hubs in the cloud. That's all available now to all of us. Put all your marketing activity in the cloud, and that will help you to become way more efficient. So here I am for today. I could continue over and over, but I guess there is only 3 minutes left. I'm going to see if there are a final question. Not that I can read. A lot of comments, and thank you for your encouragement also about this speech. I hope all of you have learned something today. You can reach me on my LinkedIn profile if you have additional questions. Do not hesitate to do that. I will always be very pleased to answer you. One more word before I give it back to the administrator. I want to thank you one more time, HSMAI Europe and Ingun, fantastic president of HSMAI Europe, for inviting me again. I love being here and sharing my passion for what digital and digital marketing is. I hope to talk to you very soon, and let's hope we will meet face-to-face very soon in conferences, because that also will start again. Thank you very much to all of you, and I wish you a very good end of afternoon. Thank you. Bye-bye.